A lot of times maritime workers will hear of something called the Jones Act, and typically if you've worked offshore or on boats for any period of time and maybe you've been injured or you know somebody else who was injured, you'll hear about the Jones Act being talked about. You'll hear about a Jones Act lawyer. Get yourself a good Jones Act lawyer, or the Jones Act applies to your case. The Jones Act is actually a federal statute that Congress passed many, many years ago. And what it does is it protects a certain class of worker who, under the Jones Act, are determined to be what are called seamen. Now that's a pretty fancy word. All it really means is that you spent about a third or more of your time permanently assigned to working on a vessel or even a fleet of vessels. A lot of our clients sometimes will work out on a series of boats. They may work on various tugs and they get reassigned. That's very common. Or even fellas in the Gulf who work on oil rigs or drill ships. A lot of times they'll move them around to different locations. That still means that you're a seaman because you're spending your time on these boats, even though it's different boats. But anyway, so the first question under the Jones Act is, do you qualify as a seaman? Now, if you do, the Jones Act really steps in to protect you. And the ways that the Jones Act protects you is, once you're injured at work and you're a Jones Act seaman, you can collect any damages that you suffer. These are not workers' comp cases. These are not like car wreck cases that you might see on TV or hear about. These are very complicated cases that fall under the Jones Act statute. The Jones Act lets you collect pain and suffering damages. It lets you collect lost wage damages for any past wages you may lose, as well as any future wages, and that can be huge. A lot of our clients are making $50,000 or $100,000. We've had clients making as much as $300,000 or $400,000 working overseas. When they get hurt, the value of that future money is critical to them. The Jones Act also allows you to collect your medical expenses, which can be very, very important. Jones Act cases typically move pretty quickly in court. They're normally filed in the federal court system. They generally take about a year to a year and a half. And while that may sound like a lot of time, if you get your case started early, and there's some advantages to doing that, then all during that 12 months or so, you're getting medical treatment, you're going to see doctors, we're doing our job of talking to the witnesses, we're making sure that we're protecting evidence through the court system for you. The court system is the only way that you can make your company or any other company actually give you documents and materials that may prove your case. So getting the case filed in court early and quickly under a Jones Act case is very important. Our office has been handling Jones Act cases for more than 30 years. It's an area that we really focus on. We understand the Jones Act. There's plenty of case law that interprets it. You have a featherweight obligation of negligence under it. Choosing your physician, he's supposed to be given the benefit of the doubt when you go to court. There's all these intricacies and nuances. Understanding them and how they can really help get you the best settlement or win your case if you have to go to court is critical. A lot of times law firms will actually send cases to us under the Jones Act to work. They understand we have deep knowledge of this, it's what we do, they know our experience, so they rely on us to help their clients who maybe were hurt working on the water. I think overall under the Jones Act, understand that it's there to protect you. Once you qualify as that Jones Act seaman, you've got a very powerful law behind you. I know it's scary when you get hurt working on the water and you're worried about your future, you want things to be like they were, but understand that you've got a very powerful law working for you, and our law firm can help you use that law to get the best recovery we can for you. The Jones Act and maritime laws can be very complicated and confusing. It's a hard time for you and your family. We've been successfully getting life-changing verdicts and results for our clients for more than 30 years. Call us now so that we can start talking about how we can help you and your family after your injury.